Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to today's Esoteric Influences for the 22nd day of June, 2020. Well, okay, so we have, it's an exciting day. We have a 22 day, so it's a 22 year as well. Let's see, we're going to close this out, and please stop talking to me. I hate when my computer does that. It's like, stop. But anyway. The number 22 is the cosmic builder. It's one of the master numbers. You've got 11, 22, 33. 11 is illumination and awakening, enlightenment, all of that. 33 is Christ consciousness. And you basically don't reduce them. I mean, you can, but you don't. They have more power if you leave them as they are. So with a 6 numerology for the month, we have higher self influence there. So it's really just a day where higher self is coming in. Profound soul level change is possible today. Stay present, stay watchful, stay aligned, but above all, stay ready for just about anything to happen today. Pay attention to also what doesn't happen. Sometimes when something seems expected and it doesn't happen, that's really more significant than anything that actually does. Sometimes what does is it could just simply be, distractions to keep us from paying attention to what's actually going on. So I would just say for today, pay attention to everything that happens and everything that doesn't. So let's see if I can find this rune real easily here. Laguz is the rune for today. Intuition flows on this moon day, offering a greater understanding and awareness. Allow the voice of spirit, here I'm going to pull these out here. Allow the voice of spirit to guide your choices, but if empathic, shielding might be necessary right now. Take time to align at your still point. Oh, here it is. I wanted to show, rather than drawing it, I wanted to get it out for you to show you. So here's Laguz. Looks like a little hook. Excuse me. So again, take time to align in your still point and offer healing from within that aligned state. Laguz is about intuition, flow, harmony, clairsentience, the occult, and it can also indicate an assertive female, dream work, trance work, emotional balance. And here's the other thing. You can use it to draw energy back to you. If you think of it as a hook, you can visualize Laguz, chant Laguz, either quietly or silently to yourself. Visualize your energetic channels that you have created toward other people and other situations that have formed simply by your attention to them. They form. You can use that just as a visualization, as a tool to bring those things back to you. Let them dissolve and bring back whatever energies are, and use the hook to do it, basically. So you can use it for that. It also represents purification, cleansing, and it's also a water element rune. So with that, the moon's in Cancer. So today's cyclical energy might be too much for emotional Cancer to deal with. Stay away from larger groups if the energies become too much, and seek solace with trusted family members or close friends today. So again, it kind of aligns with the Laguz moment. Again, if you need to pull your energy back, especially if you're empathic, right now, things are just upsetting to a lot of people. And when that happens, when passions are high or you're upset about something, the energy extends. It just automatically does it. We think we're pulling it in and we're not letting anybody know. Trust me, empaths are going to pick it up like it's just, flashing in their faces. And so if that's the case, if you're picking up on stuff like that, just keep it in perspective, pull your energy back to you, know which is yours and which is someone else's, and you should do better than if you did otherwise, if you didn't do any of that. Otherwise, it can be exhausting. There are some days I cannot go into a large store where there's a lot of people. I can't do it. Especially now, with fear over the virus and everything and people acting weird and all of that. If you're experiencing any of that, I mean, I could just imagine, depending on where you live, if you're empathic, this could just be a really difficult time, especially if you feel compelled to go out and march for Black Lives Matter and other racial justice issues that we're having right now. That can also be hard for an empath. And so, if you can't do it, then you can't do it. It's that simple. Offer your best wishes and send your energy their way. But if you can't physically be there because it's too much, then you have to know that and behave accordingly. You can't help anybody if you're exhausted and if you're too distracted by all these energies, if you're feeling overwhelmed. So, take care of yourself. That's the most important thing. Now, from the human design chart today, as the alignment continues between the sun and the north node and the earth and the south node that began last week. In fact, let me back up. Let me just talk about that. We talked about this yesterday, but I'm going to talk. I think I maybe need to talk about it every day until that alignment ends. And I think that it ends maybe. Does it go through Wednesday? I think possibly. Anyway, what I said about it is notice the pattern between the sun, earth, and the north and south nodes of the moon. The sun shares a gate 15, the same as hexagram 15 with the I Ching. The sun and the north node share that gate, okay? And it results in the idea of duty, okay? The concept of duty. Now, the earth and the south node share a gate. They share gate 10, and let's see, I forget what that one was called. Let me see. Well, I've forgotten what that one was called. Let me look really quick here. I think it's modesty, though, I believe. I don't want to say that, though, because there's another gate. Yeah, it's modesty. But there's another gate that's modesty that's all on its own. And so I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to be sure before I said it. But anyway, you've got these alignments. So the sun with the north node and the earth with the south node. Okay, and basically what it's saying and it's suggesting is that past actions are informing a shared path forward. So we look at maybe how we've done things, maybe we're appalled by it, and that provides the impetus then to make some big change right now, particularly in this 22 year. We're talking soul level change here that's possible. And I mean, the momentum is there for this. So I really think we need to pay attention and get on that bandwagon here. But basically, they share it, Sunday through Wednesday until the sun and the earth shift into another gate. So pay attention to that energetic alignment for the first half of the week and allow that idea of moving forward together to work for you, particularly in your decisions. If you've been struggling with whether or not you need to wear a mask, wear the mask. Okay, just wear the mask, right? So now back to what we have for today. As the alignment continues between all of that, we may be called upon to assume a leadership role today, but you want to avoid any miscommunication brought about by Mercury's current retrograde, as well as any overreaction, so that you stay the course. And those are really Mercury, Mars, Venus, and Saturn's influences on the human design chart for today. So I really think that we've got like 6 planets. Venus is going to go back out, but Neptune's going to come back in terms of retrograde. Probably about the same time in the next couple of days that's going to happen. Mercury's in retrograde for about 3 weeks. You have energies the week before, energies the week after. So, theoretically, it's a 5-week experience, but typically you don't really feel much of it until that 3 weeks. And maybe you don't feel it at all, but it could be the internet could go down. I mean, unexpectedly, communications usually suffer. They tell you not to buy electronics during this time. So, of course, I bought a webcam. I always do things like that. I don't know. I don't know why I do it. I just defy the odds. I don't know. I haven't hooked it up, though, so maybe I'll wait and try, because my larger monitor doesn't have a webcam in it. I don't know why, but it didn't. So I had to buy one. But anyway, so I might switch from the laptop to this bigger computer to do these, but I don't know. But in any event, I think that during retrograde times, you're looking at things that are external in normal times become internal during retrograde. So expansive energies, say with Jupiter's in retrograde. Lots of big things can happen when Jupiter's involved, but during retrograde, you're going to want to expand things. So how I view it is you're working on inner expansion during this time. And so what does that really involved? Well, it's about perception. So right now we have this chance to rethink everything and come together in shared purpose and unity with everyone and stay on the same page so that we can actually accomplish something. And even if the first thing we accomplish is the flattening of the virus, that's fine. But we need to also do away with the virus of racism and all of its manifestations. It really is a disease and it needs to be eradicated. So stay vigilant on all fronts, and we'll talk again tomorrow. If you want to look at the whole thing, go over to the blog. There'll also be a link to it underneath the video here on YouTube. So, but go over to the blog at Stepping Aside. It's going to be in the side panel when it comes up. And then so will Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune. I'm going to do that here after I'm done with this. And have a wonderful day and be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.